Well, howdy, folks. It's time for Beyond the Smoke Barbecue Talk. So grab your drink of choice and come gather around the fire as we talk all things Beyond the Smoke. Featuring pitmaster chats from all your favorite names in barbecue. We chat about competitions, pits, meats, and everything in between. From barbecue to grilling, from trimming to smoking, we got you covered. Got questions? Let us know. We're always happy to hear from you. Thanks for coming, friend. We're glad you're here. Now sit back, relax, and let's talk some barbecue. It's time to go Beyond the Smoke.
Uh-oh. There it is.
What's up, boys?
Well, what's going on, guys?
Oh, another Monday.
Yes, sir.
Another Monday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Always trying to get this thing going.
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh, man.
How was y'all's weekend?
Not as good as yours.
Man.
Yeah, what's up, Sam?
I had a pretty good weekend. Yeah. Got my first RGC, so
Nice.
I'm still on cloud nine about it. I wish I was right there for GC.
Yeah, talk about it.
I had went out to Quanah to the Roadrunner cook-off at the country club and ended up with the second place chicken, third place rib, third place brisket, and then ended up
Kevin.
RGC.
Hell
Come on,
yeah,
Kevin.
dude.
Thanks, sir. Yeah, up until brisket, man, I thought I had a chance, and then Jamie Robbie, he snuck me. I thought, man, if he don't get a brisket call, I might have a chance.
So, Bubble?
But in his fashion, he one up me.
Fuck, I think he was one place below you for every meat, wasn't he?
He was one above me every category.
Wow.
He went first chicken, second rib, second brisket. So I hadn't even sat down yet, and Melody's calling numbers, and I see him stand up because I'm putting my little plaque away because I don't want it to fall. And I'm sitting there, son of a bitch, I just lost. I thought I got a small chance. Oh yeah, I guess you can see it.
Where? No, I can see
Right there in
it.
the back. Just right there.
The little Roadrunner. Which way?
There you go. Right there.
Yeah, pretty cool little trophies.
Nice. How many teams were out there? My voice is kind of jacked up, so. Excuse me.
23?
I think 23, 22, between 22 and 25. I think it was 23.
I think it was 23.
I said Melody will know.
Yeah.
Yeah, how'd your cook go out there, Kyle?
It went pretty good, man. We made the maiden voyage with the new trailer and cooked all drums.
Nice.
We got I think we got 2 walks, I guess. 10th brisket, 4th turkey, and then my daughter was 3rd for kids queue.
Nice. Did she use her Quattro D?
Yeah. Oh hell yeah. She used it and I used it. We both fucking used it.
Hey, she made a good ass pork chop too.
Yeah, I thought it turned out. She was happy with it.
I thought it was good.
Nice.
Yeah.
If I wasn't tired of barbecue, I would have asked for the other pork chop since y'all just said it was sitting on the counter.
I think it got thrown out.
Well, you sent your pictures, Sam. You said you weren't too happy with your stuff, with your turn-ins, but I mean, I guess it paid off, man. So, congrats.
Yeah, no, I was happy with chicken and brisket. Ribs, they were just I didn't think they were tender enough for me, and they were just kind of flat. I thought, but I'll take it. I'm not throwing that recipe away anytime soon. I guess I'll keep running it.
Hell yeah, man. That's the best you've done over there in Lubbock. Where's that? Is that in Quanah's in Lubbock area or what? Where is it?
It's over by Vernon.
Where the fuck is Vernon? Nobody knows where that's at. I mean,
Northeast Texas.
there you go. Cool.
Yep,
That'll work.
It's about 2 hours straight west or straight east.
Cool. Well, we want to send prayers to Anthony and his pops, man. I guess they had a family emergency. When was it? Yesterday, you said?
Yesterday morning.
Yesterday morning. So he won't be joining us, and if everybody can give that little prayer for Anthony and his family, man, going through some stuff right now. So,
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
cool. Kyle, why don't you? Busy week this week, no?
Fuck yeah. Busy week, bro.
Yeah. Some of the guys were talking in the back when I was looking at some of this stuff, and everybody was like, "Damn, getting ready for it." So, talk about what this week is, what we got going, dude. Everybody knows, and what we got on our guest list, right?
Yeah, we got some badasses on our guest list tonight. We got Colin, Brian Cromer, and Bernie Zatucci. And I mean, Brian's a badass cook himself. That guy's going to be out there at the bash. If you guys get a chance to get in that VIP tent and eat some of his food, you better get in there. Bernie's a pretty decent guy. Apparently, he's a decent fisherman. I'm not real sure. But I think you all know Colin, right? Colin's our prez. He's a half decent cook from Oklahoma. Been running around Texas whipping our ass. But yeah, that's us, brother. Getting ready for the bash this weekend, man. It's getting fucking nuts, and I think we're sitting at 51 teams. I think that's what we said earlier. So,
oh wow,
51 teams. We'll be feeding a lot of people in the community, and I mean, it's gonna be badass.
Oh yeah. Well, let me be the first to congratulate all 4 of y'all, man. I know it's gonna be a great event, and wish we could be down there, but won't be able to make it. So.
That's all right. We'll eat Brian's food for you.
So, Bernie, Brian, we know a little bit about Colin. We don't know much about y'all. Why don't y'all, give us a little intro, Brian?
Well, I'm the son of a petroleum engineer, and when I was 2 years old, we moved overseas, and I spent 8 years in the Middle East, and with a bunch of people from Louisiana and South Texas. I was born in Corpus, and I live in Colorado now. But before I moved here, which was, 98, got recruited to come to work here. I lived in 22 different places. So every summer we'd come back to Texas, and my uncle had a ranch in the hill country and used to go to the Barksdale Rodeo. It's where I learned to two-step. And, you're looking for an identity if you live in that many places in such a short time. I'm 57, so if you add that up, it's, a couple of years in one place. And, you ask yourself who you are. And, coming back to Texas every summer was just, the identity that I had to hang on to just to survive, right? And it was who we were, even though we were all over. But when you're outside of the country, food and things take on a whole other dimension. And in the Middle East at that time, there weren't any grocery stores. We lived in an American compound, one of the few families that lived in Libya, and they built barbecue bits. They had, brewed beer. They made whiskey. They were just really resourceful, because what do you not have in the oil field? You got machines, you got all types of metals, for keeping things going. And it just, I just had this love for food, because I saw from a very young age, like, there's no pork in the Middle East. Someone brought in a ham, you'd have thought it was the baby Jesus, and people just reacted to food all my younger years crazy. And, people have always said, man, what's your deal with food? Like, some people just wouldn't want to go out to eat with me at work, because it'd take too long, but it just changes your perspective on it. And, I feel like I've been chasing the perfect brisket since I was 6. I mean, that's the first time my dad let me fire the pit up and put one on. And it's just, barbecue's about community. And I'm so fortunate to have found the barbecue bash, because it's filled a hole in my life that I didn't know was missing. This sense of community, doing something benevolent. I just love it. So that's me in a nutshell.
Awesome, man. What role are you playing in the barbecue bash?
Well, any role they'll ask me to. Bernie's taught me not to be picky, that, trash is okay to pick up, and, don't complain, just get out there and do it. But I've had the privilege last year of serving the VIPs. It's the first time we served food, and we got to bring over another pit master and chef from Germany, which was really a treat, a guy I've cooked with in some competitions over in Europe. And we just had a blast serving VIP, and the energy in West Texas, just in general, last year was, you had to be there to experience it. It was just unbelievable.
Right.
And I guess the committee has decided that food and VIP should be continued in South Texas. And so we've got a couple cool things that are going to be going on in the VIP tent. We probably got 12 different mussels. We've cut some caveman T-bones from short loin. So got a couple porterhouses. They're 5-6 inches thick. We're be smoking those. We got some long bone rib eyes, lamb, rack of lamb, small little cowboy rib eyes, but lamb, and some chicken, sausage, just all kinds of good eats for the VIPs, and even fry up some potatoes for them. So got a new fryer I want to try out.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. And yeah, Bernie? Go ahead.
Don't hold on. Don't let this guy downplay what he does. Yeah. This son of a bitch right here. I mean, he ran Friday night. Dude. I mean, team cook meal. I mean, the meal for the VIP all day Saturday. This guy, I don't think he ran more than probably 3 hours worth of sleep in like 3 days. I mean, this guy right here and he was getting down, and he put down some really good food. So don't downplay
600 pounds of food in 36 hours we did in West Texas.
Hey, bro, and I know too how many days of prep he had in leading up to that too, and then traveling down from Fort Collins. The guy ran like 5 days and 4 hours of sleep. I swear, he's a machine.
What's up, Caesar?
What's up, Caesar?
Yeah, we appreciate everything you do for us, Brian, for the organization, man. You're stud.
Man, I'm grateful and honored, humbled.
He's a Brian Cromer, Texas Barbecue Bash Master Chef.
Ready to do it again. Ready to do it again, huh?
Can't wait.
And Bernie, thanks for being on the show, man.
Oh, guys, thanks for the invite, man. I'm honored to be here.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about Cobra Kai.
Man, we've been sweeping legs since 1984, baby. You guys better watch out, man. Cobra Kai, we're on the come up, man. Well, I'm 45 years old, man. Been from Beeville, Texas. Been cooking competitive barbecue. I don't know, since probably about 2010. How we came up with the name Cobra Kai, man. We cooked with a bunch of different people, right? It started at backyard cooks, going to competitions. The CBA really wasn't there. IBCA wasn't there. It was just your local, cook-offs in the area that were put on by the Go Texan or whatever, any organization that would have us. We'd go out and cook, right? Well, kind of evolved into to one of my best friends in the world. We used to walk to school together, right? And we just hooked up and said, look, man, you cook this and I'll cook this and we'll see where we end up, right? And it's been a very, very good winning combination, right? So in doing that, working in the oil field, I got introduced to Colin, right? And Colin tells me about this bash in West Texas, and he'd like for us to be part of it. I said, man, it's a long way to travel to do a cook-off, right? So he comes to South Texas, and it's like, oh man, I'm all over this thing, right? And then I figured out what it was about and competed in it, and we're a back-to-back people champion, and it ain't because of me, it's because of the team. My wife's banana pudding will damn near smack anybody on the ass and send them home like she can cook. So we come from a long background of cooking. Our dad taught us on the barbecue pit, offset smokers, stick burners, right? So seeing it barbecue where it's evolved today, like right now I run pit makers, right? Primarily I got a drum for my chicken, but man, I've got some pretty good badass pit makers, right?
Yeah.
How I became involved with the bash was the company I was previous with. We went out to West Texas and we won the. We place in these things. We're there to have a good time and to support the organization, right? Well, 2 years ago, we decided not to do it anymore. So I volunteered, right? And like I tell Brian, I said, the heart of a volunteer, it doesn't matter what they ask you to do. We have to do it, right? We represent the bash, and so in saying that, like, we have to do anything and everything we can for the bash, right? So we actually put a committee together for South Texas, and I submitted my application and was honored to be the vice president and co-chairman of the South Texas Barbecue Bash. So my role went from a volunteer to a pretty high spot on there, but it was voted in by the board, and I'm honored to be there, right? I'll do whatever it takes to make this thing successful, right? This bash, compared to other cook-offs, man, this is probably one of the best cook-offs, and not because we're promoting it, right? But we've done a lot, right? We all travel. We know what they're about. We know what the trophies are. But the organization itself and how much we give back to the community, man, we can't say enough about it, right? I'm bored by it every time we get to go out there. And I was having dinner, 2 nights ago in Beeville, which is 30 miles away from Kennedy, and the buzz that's just in the area right now, man, it's tremendous, right? So to be a part of this organization, it means the world to me, and hopefully we can keep this thing going.
Hell yeah. Awesome.
Man, between you and Jeff, dude, your other there, right? You guys are fucking killing it down there, man. You guys are grinding. You guys are bringing in some great help. I mean, you guys are the backbone isn't enough to say for what you guys are down there doing for the bash this year, man.
Well,
it's crazy.
Jeff's
man.
doing a hell of a job, man. I can't say enough about what he's doing right now. And Jeff was on the board, and he's now the chair of the South Texas Bash. And man, that guy's, I mean, you follow great leadership, and it starts with you guys that are up there, and we just want to follow you guys' example and people that are underneath us per se, right? Because we're all equal on this thing, but we want to be ambassadors to the community from the bash, So that's our goal.
Nice. And where's this year's event going to be at?
It's going to be held at the Karnes County Youth Show, and right in between Karnes City, Kennedy. Both towns claim it. Karnes County Youth Show, Kennedy, Karnes City, Texas.
Are these guys keeping your stress levels down, Colin? Or
oh man,
they weren't this white before I started with this,
bro. It's like I don't even work here anymore.
No, it's good to have a good team, right?
Oh man, bro. First 3 or 4 years I ran this thing by myself and was just stressed out to the max, as you can imagine, just exhausted by it. And it's been great to get this team built out for sure. Got some heavy hitters.
Yeah.
But
and I guess like we talked about the last time, it's pretty cool having, people from the industry and having professionals, helping out and like you said, you just let the reins go and you guys know what to do. So
the biggest challenge for me, I think, it's just as a person, sometimes we have, being the co-founder of the organization, kind of the brainchild who came up with a lot of the ideas, how to do people's choice and, this and that. And this all came from my imagination and but man, had so much ownership of that and just had such a difficult time letting things go, letting somebody else have control of that. And we all struggle with that, right? Letting go of not having control of things. But finally got a team together, guys that I can trust. And it's like, my wife, she's been real proud of me. She's like, she's seen me and been able to just to let some stuff go, It's like, I have such a hard time with that, my OCD and just so prideful of it and have so much ownership of it, extreme ownership and just It's been great, man. It's kind of taking a step back and kind of handing over some of the reins to these guys here, and they're just killing it, man. I'm so proud. So
Pretty awesome, man. You get some more people on your team, you might be able to cook the bash, huh?
no, I'm already checking. No.
I don't know if you guys ever seen his setup. Whenever he cooks, he is very much OCD. I walk over there. If I take more than 3 minutes of his time, he looks at his watch and says, "Tick tick, buddy, I gotta go."
I don't care what Colin does. He's going to do it with all his heart. I don't care if it's cutting the grass, competing in barbecue. If it's worth his time, he's going to give it all he's got.
Yeah, ain't no sense in half-assing that.
Now, Thomas asking how many teams y'all got this weekend. Y'all mentioned earlier.
Yeah, we're staying at 51 right now.
51.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
And it's still early in the week, so.
yes, sir.
So how hard has it been, Colin? With you got into cooking. You've been throwing the bash for the 3-4 years now.
Mm-hmm.
But you started cooking this year. How hard is it to not want to throw your name in the hat to go cook at the bash? At an event that means so much to you personally.
Totally, bro. And I had to check those boxes mentally. I used to hear you just a few weeks ago. Honestly, it was like thinking about it and just like had to check those two boxes, the West Texas and the South Texas bashes, and they're not open. I'm not going to cook those. Like I just don't even go there mentally. I don't think about it. Those are two cooks that I won't cook.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just not going to do it.
Well, you've been having a hell of a year so far, Colin.
Yeah, man, I've gotten lucky a few times.
Notice nobody's talking to him now.
When Colin comes around, you definitely got to have somebody hold that cardboard up. You know what I mean? The dude is a sponge, man.
Nobody wants to help me set up my pop-up camp and tear it back down. I promise you that.
Oh, man.
I'm just glad you keep going to South Texas instead of staying up around here.
Well, I'm staying down here in Jordanton and Pleasanton, so it's been pretty convenient.
Yeah.
Been working down here for a couple of months, so.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Kevin says first place walking through.
That's it, baby. that's what I tell them.
You can see it, right? We can see it.
Man. Yeah, just having fun with it, man. Just having a good time.
That's awesome.
I feel like at the end of the day, there ain't nobody there had more fun than me, man. I'm just having a good time, having the most fun I can. Like, just trying to have the most fun. Like, and I have so much fun. It's so much fun. I enjoy it, man. It's so much fun.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Cool. Congratulations, like I said.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah. Doesn't hurt when you get your song played.
No, never.
Makes it fun.
And Kyle, you heading down there too this week?
Yeah, we'll head down Thursday morning. I got to work Wednesday, so we'll be down there Thursday morning. Heading down there Thursday morning. Me and the wife and 2 kids.
After Bernie, Brian, and Colin have everything done, huh? You're just going to show up to the gate and say, I'm here?
Yeah.
He's going to roll in on a Segway and be ready to go.
He's still looking for that Segway, Colin. You see that? Get him that Segway.
Yeah.
No,
I feel like it'd be a typical Devin company man. He'll show up and start chewing asses out.
Yeah, right.
No,
Boys,
this past year in October, whenever I went out there, at the beginning, in the morning, drop off the trailer, and man, freaking Kyle was running all over the place, and I'm sure he didn't stop the whole time. So he definitely got his steps in that day.
Oh yeah, buddy. It's a grind for sure.
Officer Kyle.
Officer Kyle.
Oh, Deputy Dewey.
It'll be
Well, something pretty unique about South Texas, because for the bash, spontaneously at the very first South Texas barbecue bash, Jeff and team brought some crawfish, a couple other people brought a few things, and we ended up having a team meal. We were saying barbecue is all about community, and what the team does the night before is so cool. And, we've kind of carried that tradition through since that happened spontaneously. So there's going to be crawfish for the team meals, the teams that are coming out. There's going to be a full service meal in addition to the crawfish. So I think it's important we take care of the teams because we're asking them to serve the public. And man, not many competitions you see where people have to serve the public. And these guys are putting 300, 400, bites out to the public. That's a lot of work. So we definitely want to feed them the night before and thank them and keep them happy so they keep coming back.
Well, Brian, Aaron's looking for a brisket recipe if you have any help.
Yeah, that guy needs help. I ain't gonna say it, but that guy. Hey, but we're proud of him. I'll tell you what, he's from that South Texas boy.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll back that man any day of the week.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
For sure. So, Brian, you've done both as South and West Texas, right?
Well, a colleague I work with told me about it, and it was like, well, we know how crazy you are about barbecue and food, and you can do this if you're in the oil and gas industry. And I'm like, sign me up. So the first bash was 2021, and I kind of did something crazy. I was thinking they had a showmanship. So I had just planted like 8 pepper plants. I had Thai chili, I had poblano, jalapeno, purple jalapeno, cayenne, and one other one I can't remember. And so I rented a toy hauler, and I grew them to the biggest I could, juiced them with fertilizer. They were full of fruit, and I loaded them up and took them down to South Texas and put them around our booth. So the first entry into the bash was West Texas in 2021 and competing. And man, I was hooked. I got a walk for showmanship. I walked on brisket. I walked on ribs, not 1 or 2, but I was, still in the top 10, I believe. And I just was hooked. But then we did South Texas. That was right after it. Didn't put anything on the board then. And then we did West Texas again. And of course, I was bringing everybody from the company. After 3 in a row, they were, we're coming from Colorado. They were like, can we have a break? And so I called Colin. I'm like, man, I got to take a break. Losing my team. So, Colin called me a month later and said, why don't you come down and volunteer? And I'm like, man, love to. So kind of switched competing and started volunteering. And, nice. I seeing it on both sides of the fence. The first year I volunteered, man, I was shocked. It was as much work or more work than competing. There's a lot going on behind the scenes that Kyle and Colin and Bernie make look so smooth. But, it's grace under pressure, but everybody's committed to it, and it just works out.
I don't know about grace under pressure because we had to take the radio away from you, buddy.
Yeah. He wasn't happy about that either.
But I kind of like it now.
Tell us what you're looking forward to the most in South Texas this year.
What am I looking forward to most in South Texas this year, man? I am looking forward to trying some food. I'm hopeful this year, since we got such a hell of a team put together, that I can actually step off to the side and try some of the People's Choice food. That's something I've never gotten to do. I've just been so busy running back and forth and fire drill after fire drill and taking care of this thing. I'm hoping for this year I can actually try some People's food and enjoy myself a little bit. How about that?
Yeah. Enjoying your, what do they call it? Fruits of labor?
A little bit, yeah.
That's awesome, man. It's awesome.
I thought he was going to say Los Palominos.
They got a great tempo and a good rhythm. I don't know what they're saying.
How about you, Bernie?
It's a sense of pride with me when we being involved with both bashes, right? I volunteered both. I've cooked at both, right? And so Colin went on stage last year and he put the gauntlet out. And he says, "Who's been to South Texas, right? Who's been to West Texas? Who throws a better bash, right?" And man, what little did he know, he threw the gauntlet down, right? I'm South Texas.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm 3-3 through it. Don't you challenge me, boy.
Right here on this
Challenge me.
podcast.
Yeah, right here on this podcast. I was watching it, right? So
Yeah.
I took that as a personal challenge. So what I want to see is I want to see community come out. I want to see this to be the biggest and best event possible, right? On a personal level, because we have so much staked into it, right? The committee was tasked for this purpose, right? Let's bring as many people, local people, into this. Let's take ownership of it. So the answer to your question, I want to see as much community enjoy themselves, having a great time. Let's listen what the Texas Bash is about. Let's give back to the community, right? That's what we're for. And yeah, let's have a great event. That's what I want, you know.
Yeah, awesome.
Man, I live out here in West Texas, so I'm not too sure that South Texas can get down like West Texas can, man. I'm sure you
I
guys
don't know
gonna
about all
try,
that.
bro.
I don't know about all that one. Now he's talking shit, Bernie. You hear that?
It's all right. Little man, little shit. I ain't worried about it.
Aaron has a question there, Colin. What are your expectations for the Bash in 5 years?
Oh, we're gonna have a Texas barbecue bash at Jerry's World, Arlington.
Say that again for the people in the back that couldn't hear you, baby.
Texas barbecue bash at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium in Arlington.
Oh
That'd
shit!
be awesome.
Wow. Goals, man. You got to have goals, right?
That was my 10-year goal,
Nice.
and we're 5 years into it.
Hell yeah, you can get there for sure with the way as big as growing and at the rate it's growing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I think it could be sooner than 10 years.
Possibly.
We'd be lucky if the Cowboys still have a team in 5 years, too.
It'll be we'll rename it the Texas Barbecue Bash Stadium.
There we go. That's what I'm talking
Oh
about.
wow!
First place.
Hey, Aaron.
I got to go put my boots on.
Don't tell me you're a Denver fan, are you?
No, man, the way they did, you know, the Cowboys when Jerry Jones took over, I was a Cowboys fan, but man, it's been so hard, you know. No time for football these days. No time for sports. Too busy working.
Yeah, all of y'all are in the industry, right? Besides Sam, basically.
Yeah, besides me.
Yeah, just about everybody's in a service company.
Reggie Q says, how can we get involved? Is there any auction or way we can send a Reggie Q basket to help someone along the way? Colin?
Totally there is. I'm glad you asked that question. Me and Kyle were just talking today. We've got a brisket caddy for first place brisket. The barbecue store out of Hampstead donated a gift basket for first place rib. Joey donated some charcoal for first place meat, and we were looking for that fourth gift for one of the first place meats. So, man,
There you go.
get signed up. Reach out to me or Kyle after this show's over. We'd love to promote your brand and give that first place meat winner a gift basket from Reggie Q.
For sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, that cow tipper, man, is really good stuff, man.
Man, we can't, you know, it's hard to do the bash without people jumping in and helping with stuff like that, man. So thanks a lot for offering that up, because, I mean, we want to do the best we can to give back what we can to the cooks and, you know, for everything that they're doing with feeding the community and showing up and showing support and having a good time, putting on a big display, you know. So appreciate that.
Nice.
This whole
So talk about
organization-
go ahead,
I
Colin.
was just going to say, chime in on that. So yeah, this whole organization, these events they're backed by sponsorships, right? That's how we're able to give all the stuff back away to the public for free, is through sponsorships. We go out and raise capital through sponsorships, and so, you know, without the sponsors, we don't have anything. Appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure.
Free to attend.
That's all I was
Free
gonna bring up.
music. Free food.
Yeah. What other kind of events y'all looking forward to this year over there, Bernie? Besides-
The
Yeah,
bash.
for the bash. Yeah, for the bash. Like, what are y'all expecting
Car
for?
show.
You know, there you go.
Yeah, so we have a kids queue going on It's a JPA sponsored event, right? So we're letting these guys in there. And we got a car show coming up that's in there. That was a big hit last year. Again, Colin decides he wants to try to win everything. He puts his truck in there first year, and then he wins a award. He's like, "Come on, man! He's for the rest of us." You know what I mean? And we've got a South Texas headliner that's everybody knows those Palominos, right? So
right.
We had a meeting after the West Texas Bash, and we said, "Hey, man, we've got to change it up a little bit." Right, so with the car show, with the kids queue, with the stock pond there fishing for the kids, we've got some really great bands out there this year, right? So we really want the community to come out and sponsor this thing, right? Even if it's for an hour, go try some good food, tell your friends about it, come back, right? It's an all day event, take advantage of everything. Go eat, go home, go to sleep, come back, come to the dance, right? The car show is a pretty big deal, right? So. There's a little bit of something for everyone. We had a funny car there last year. We had some full-blown hot rods there last year, motorcycles. We've got a crane that's going to bring about, I'm believing, a 300-ton crane, and they're going to be flying our, United States flag up there in true Texas barbecue bash tradition, right? So that's, we go to a bunch of cook-offs, like we were saying, but I wouldn't say that we're stealing any ideas, but we want to make ours the biggest. We want to make this event known, right? We want it to. Mm-hmm. So we take the best, our introductions, our awards, our general setup on the stage. We want everybody to get involved in this thing, right? So the VIP booth that we got, we've got some fantastic ladies on our committee doing a really good job of decorating, setting these things up. So like I said, I don't want us to just say, hey, it's just us on here. There's a whole committee and a team of people that are involved in this that are making this happen, right? So
right.
I can't say it enough. Just a great event.
And for those people thinking about sponsoring it now or in the future, at a silver sponsorship level, you get 6 VIP tickets. We're trying to make VIP a exclusive experience, take care of the folks that are helping fund this bash, because like Colin said, 100% funding is from the sponsors. That's what it takes to put on the event. That's the money that goes to these local community sources that we pick out as well. That's trying to make VIP special this year. So first time in South Texas, we've served food at the VIP. So.
Oh, awesome.
Hey, I want to go back to something that Bernie said. Did you say that Colin won something with that little girl truck?
Man, dude, he's starting to be petty now. You see this?
Yeah, it's all good. Hey, that's the first sign of success is haters.
Hey, a participation trophy is a participation trophy.
It's something I think he was just looking for a parking spot that was a little closer.
Yeah.
What's up, Aaron?
What's going on?
So the question is, have you entered your truck again since you started the car show at the bash?
So that I put it's my work truck and the 2500 Silverado Duramax, and I put some American Forces on it and lifted it, cleaned her up and stuck her in the car show, and got a top 30, and I drove
there
back
was
to
29 teams.
I drove back to West Texas on Monday, and I was like, "Hey, boy, this ain't no work truck; it's a show truck." And
straight to the lease road,
straight back to the right away.
Oh, there you go, Colin. Chase said he'll donate a drum for the West Texas Bash.
Attaboy.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah!
And he's been on it making some badass drums here lately.
What's up, G Walt?
What's up, G Walt? Thank you, sir.
There we go. What's up, fuckers?
So how's it looking over there, Colin? Are you there yet?
I'm down here in Pleasanton. Drove down today from Oklahoma. Made a pull down. Back to work. Work today, tomorrow, Wednesday, a little bit Thursday, and then be over to start getting set up.
Talk to us a little bit of how that setup goes, because it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's months of planning. As much as there is involved in this, it's more than just your Saturday cook off. It's we got the cook off, we got music festival. There's a stage, there's sound, there's a VIP area, there's tents that got to be procured. It's the car show, the bouncy houses, the catfishing pond. It's a ton of logistics, right? And that's where guys like myself and Bernie, Brian, Jeff, we're all guys who are working in the oil and gas industry and like construction trades and project management. And it rolls over into this very well. When I held my first bash in West Texas, it was uber successful, and people were like, "Man, how many times have you done this?" And I was like, "Well, this is the first cook-off I've ever put on, but it's not my first project." And I kind of look at it like that. And just first thing I did was opened up Excel and started a spreadsheet and started getting organized. And with Kyle's seen the spreadsheet I've built out over the past few years, it's pretty impressive, huh, Kyle?
Yep. Oh yeah, there's shit everywhere.
Shit everywhere,
I mean, organized, but it's everywhere. Yeah,
it's everywhere. Kyle's been constantly just messing up my spreadsheet.
Like somehow I can believe that. I was about to say, does Kyle know how to open up a laptop?
He does. Yeah, he's pretty good.
Good.
But no, it's months of planning, and then finally, here week of the bash, right? It's final checks, days up checklist. We need generators for the stage, for the VIP light towers, porta potties. I mean, there's so much, bro.
Yeah.
So much involved. Like we really don't leave any stone unturned. And anybody who's been to the bash, who's competed, all the cooks have just been like, dude, this is the most badass cook-off I've ever been to. You guys got everything dialed in. Like you guys, it's so well managed and so well ran. And that's the biggest compliment we can receive, right? As the promoters, as the organizers, as these guys, Bobby and Kevin and Manuel, CB, these guys that have cooked for years and years all over everywhere, and they're like, they give us props, and it goes along. It means the world, it means a lot from us. Hear that from those guys.
Oh yeah.
Did I hear you say a catfishing pond?
Yeah, catfishing pond. Yeah, I got a kids fishing pond.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
Catch and release though, Sam.
Sam, you need a shave. You need a shave first, Sam. For kids, dude.
You couldn't do that in West Texas. We don't have water.
Yeah, that's true. We don't have it in West Texas. It's only in South.
So I want to touch base on two of the events that we put on that don't really get enough spotlight, right? Yes, this is a CBA event, right? And it's everything to the people, right? But the People's Choice and Showmanship is what really brings this bash together, right? So we get to we serve the public, right, with 200 to 250 meals, whether it's a bite of pork belly or my wife's double back-to-back banana pudding, right? It's something, right? But the prep that goes into it, that's part of us giving back to the community, right? That's what makes the free event work so well, because the teams that have taken the time out to do this also take the time out to feed the public, right? So that's a big deal. And then the showmanship, that goes a long way, right? So we want everybody out there having a good time and entertaining the crowd and the public, right? So there's only one winner, but everybody gets to participate. So that makes this thing that much harder than the original cook-off, right? Because it's a 4-meat cook-off on its own. It's a pain in the ass, right? Because and I don't know how Colin does it by himself, but the man makes it work, right? But with me, I've got to have a support cast and 2 trucks and trailers. I got all kind of stuff I drag out there, right? So these teams that go out there and they do the 4-meat competition, but not only that, we're doing a margarita, we're doing a steak, we're doing a cook's choice. Like this thing,
the jackpots.
Yeah, if you do the jackpots and everything, you've got about 9 competitions that you're competing at any one time. So it's pretty big, extravagant. Me myself, I love the jackpots, right? I do well in them, because you get to show your flavor profile. You get to show what you can put to the table instead of just a steak or your brisket, because those are hard in themselves. But to get to the table and be 1-2 on those cuts of meats, man, it's a great thing to be a part of. I don't want to compete against Cromer because he knows every technical term for every muscle that's going in there. The Heim joint, the U joint. I don't know what the hell he's talking about when he's saying it. Ryan's definitely where he needs to be on this. I tell you what.
Yeah, 100%.
Man,
nice. Talk about some of the stuff you're going to be cooking out there, Brian.
All right, so kind of a signature. We brought it out in South Texas for the team meal, I think, last year. Was a T-bone comes from the short loin. So I got some whole short loins. It's got the chine bone from the cow, so the whole backbone. And I cut them, it's about maybe 30 inches long, a short loin, and on one side's the strip loin, and on the other side is the filet mignon running through it. So as long as the filet part of a T-bone is greater than a silver dollar, well, that's called a porterhouse. And then when it gets down below a $50, they call it a T-bone. So I cut it down the middle and cut. So I made only 4 monster caveman T-bones out of these short loins. And I think we cut 12 of them and some sausage last year. So definitely cut some more of those. And then throw a little bit of lamb in, So rack of lamb. A lot of people don't like lamb, but if it's cooked right, and I didn't bring too much of it, so that's one thing. Some boneless, skinless, marinated and rubbed chicken breast, hatch green chili and cheese sausage. That's another thing on the list.
Hell yeah!
Got some flap meat for the team meal. I got several cases of top butt sirloin, and that's where your center cut sirloin comes from. But on top of it is the top cap. And I don't know if I'm saying this correct for the Brazilian steak. I think it's something like picanha, where they take that top cap with the fat on and they slice it cross grain and crunch it over like a C, and, put a spit through it. So I got 10 of those, and we'll do some picanha steak in VIP, or depending on how the food goes for the teams, we may end up doing some of it for that night. And then I split the sirloin center into roast, to pick up some timing, smaller pieces, cook faster. And then for the portioning, so you don't have to think too much for the team meals, to make sure everybody gets the same size piece. We're going to do white cheddar mac and cheese. That's one of the sides for the team meal. And then a carrot caraway coleslaw. So I got to think food safety as well as food quality. Things that I got a redneck sous vide. So I boil water and I use a big cooler, and then put the bags, to reheat the mac and cheese that way, because you want to be able to bring it back to temp, hold it. So that works real well. What else we got? I left my list upstairs. Colin uses Excel. I use a manual spreadsheet. I fold some butcher paper into as many hours as I've got. Well, because you got stuff all over your hands. You can't pick up a phone. You got to have something that you can hit quick and not worry that you got grease in, and that you're not dirty in your gloves when you touch it. So it's going to be good. Yeah.
Tell us about the quality of the meat. Tell us about the quality of the meat. I heard you got a pretty good plug on meat over there in Colorado.
All right. So part of Karma Cook is I'm married to a Greek woman, and Greek families are crazy about food, and so's my family, because they're Greek so many years back. And so we actually taught a little bit at Whole Foods. So that's kind of my wife and I were teaching Greek cuisine. But as far as the meat goes, the short loin, in other words, we've got a food license to do some catering. I've got access to a few things that, won't be at the grocery store. So the sirloin, the bone-in sirloin that we cut into caveman steaks, that's Snake River Farms. That's going to be in the – thank you, VIP, for your sponsorship. Thank you, VIP.
Amen.
And the caveman steaks that are going to be in VIP, thank you for your sponsorship. That's USDA Prime. There's some other beef like you'd see in a chop house, Aspen Ridge, which is an Angus product that's no antibiotics, no hormones, but just real good meat spec. I got a couple ribeyes I'm going to deconstruct into the ribeye cap and the eye of ribeye. The cap is probably one of the 3 top steaks on the animal, and I love to deconstruct the ribeye, so we're going to have some cap and eye of ribeye. We might reverse sear the eye of ribeye. And
what did I tell you about? I told you guys, this is why you're
here. Yeah, for sure.
Well, I mean, you don't have a butcher anymore. I mean, the box meat program in the United States kind of killed the local butcher. Mm-hmm. If I go down and get 10 sirloin top butts, that's 5 cows, because, split the carcass down the middle, you got 2 of each subprimal. So you can't do that with a local producer, But I'm very conscious about the food because my wife's had some food allergies, not because I'm loving granola and hugging trees, just that she suffered a lot with some of the processed foods, and so from her challenges, I've learned so much from her, and I just like to serve conscious food. So no hydrogenated oils, no GMO, just all the things I've learned from her, I integrate into the cooking so that she can be a part of it. But also, who doesn't love their mother? I mean, you can't serve people a meal and not care about them. And it.
We losing them?
I don't know if it was me. I think.
No, you're good.
Signal.
You're good. So about how many pounds of meat you taking out
because
there?
we don't have butchers anymore. Today I text Colin because I picked up the second order. I'm at 432 pounds of meat so far, and I don't know what my final count is, but I mean, and like we're making mac and cheese for 400 people, so that's 40 pounds of pasta shells dry before you cook them. 40 pounds, so that takes about a half a day just to cook the. Yeah, but I don't know. West Texas last year we served about 600 pounds of food, and it'll probably be something similar. And we'll go till we're out, and hopefully we don't run out. I mean, we didn't at West Texas. We had enough. At 5 o'clock when the teams have done their turn in and the awards are starting, and they no longer have to serve the public, that's when VIP is going to pick up a lot, So, and then it becomes kind of a free-for-all after a little bit because VIP just becomes the place to hang out at the end. So,
hey, Brian,
it was almost like a cross between, yeah.
So I got a bit of a hippie of a wife, right? And she's kicking me right now, but she likes a lot of Mediterranean food, man. So what do we got to do to get like a smoked ribeye gyro or street gyro or something like that, dude?
So all right. Maybe we'll make some tzatziki, which is that Greek yogurt sauce, and we'll have it bring a little bit of pita, and we can put some barbecue on a pita with tzatziki, and man, it'll be a South Texas gyro. So just for you, Kyle. Just for you, Kyle, I'll bring. Just for you, well, only because your wife asked.
He was asking for himself. That's why she kicked.
I was asking for myself.
Y'all have any mariachis down there, Bernie, or no?
Oh, who was it that did them over here in West Texas? Was that
CS Welding?
CS Welding, man. They put on a show
show
that's hard
up.
to beat.
They
Man. They
show
show
up.
up. Man, those guys,
Yeah.
they didn't even know. So we actually went to the gate and we two side by sides full of equipment, and I don't expect anything less than South Texas, man. Those guys, they bring in their own mariachis. Who was it that Barbell Barbecue? What's that guy's name? Those guys, they bring a whole nother trailer and stage, and they have music going on the side, right? And it's it's a
party.
It is a part, very much so, right? And so we're gonna steal a little bit of West Texas, and Kyle, I don't even want to hear it. We're bringing in some food trucks over here, first time ever in South Texas, right? They work so well in West Texas that we're gonna do it again, right? So we're letting in some local vendors, and they're gonna be able to serve the food to the public once we're done serving. And but mariachis, man, we'll take them all day long, man.
Yeah.
So, Texas. Anybody listening that's got a mariachi, y'all want to show up and play? Come on.
There's going to be 3 stages at the South Texas Barbecue Bash this year. There's going to be a main stage. There'll be a stage at Coastal Resources and a stage at Process Piping.
Damn.
Yeah, bro.
Wow, that's awesome. How does your refrigeration situation look over there, Brian? I know you're not putting all the 400 pounds of Snake Rivers in coolers.
All right, I because of the catering and the competing and everything else, I got over 15. I mean, I got a lot of money tied up in refrigeration. I got 3 double door stainless freezers in the garage, all in a row, and then a single door fridge, and then a half door fridge, and then a warmer. I'm about to get kicked out if I get another piece of equipment by my wife, but
Tell me about it. Tell me about it, Ryan.
Oh man.
Tell me about it.
I mean, I'm yeah. Well, it's full that I think the Rockies is probably not.
Losing
A great place to come. Yeah, sorry, I got bad internet, but I worked with a guy up here, Greg Girard, a little bit older than me, and he's in the Rocky Mountain Barbecue Hall of Fame, and I'm so tickled. He had a 20-year-old close pit made in Houston, and last year it wasn't for sale, but he let me buy it, and so I left his plaque on it, made for Greg Girard. 20 years old, and man, all I did was pressure wash it. That pit's still solid. So I'm honored to have that pit down here. But coming home with that, I think that was like the 12th pit or something. And my wife was like, "That's it. You're not bringing one more home until you get rid of 2." So,
What do you got for sale? And my wife said, "Hey, Brian, I got the most important question for you, Brian. How the fuck do I get a job where you work at?
Well,
You got all that money to buy all that
start your own
equipment.
business.
Start your own
You know what's
business.
bought that equipment? All my catering, my side jam. Every piece of equipment, anytime I've catered, I've put it in there. I've built my arsenal, and I just don't buy used equipment and learned the hard way, man. I bought used refrigeration and crapped out on me. Your product's too important. So, I started with one freezer, and when she was on vacation, I got the second,
Yeah, I'm learning that one right now. I just unboxed my brand new 48 cubic foot double door commercial, and that was fun doing by yourself. So I got a call from the trucking guy, and he's like, "Hey, where do you want me to put this thing?"
Yes.
And I'm like, "Well, shit, just put it anywhere you can put it." And he's like, "You know how big this damn thing is?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know how big it is." He's like, "All right." So you went ahead and left it or whatever, and had to take the wheels off to get it into the garage, but it's there. And that thing's a beast, man. That thing's awesome. But like I told Kyle back then, I was like, "Man, I don't want to buy you used because you don't know what you're getting when it comes to refrigeration." So I just got my stuff and I'm working on it. We'll see what happens. So
You guys still there?
yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm lucky enough that, Can you hear me?
Yeah,
we got you.
I mean, how I got those Shortland. I just watch the list every week, and I just fill those freezers, and bring it down, to make the bash special. Just keep my eye out for something unique or something different, and just try to, up the craft and learn different muscles. So
Are you cooking live fire
like,
stuff over there, or is it gonna be more?
Charcoal grill and offset smoker. Those are the two, and then Bernie's letting me use his pit maker vault. We're gonna see if we can set that in an L shape up, and Collins brought his pit in for the team meal as well, so we don't have to set up twice. We'll set the VIP up and set the team meal up, and be able to roll from one spot to the other. So, but mostly charcoal, a charcoal grill, and which would be live fire, and then an offset. So reverse sear off the offset, or sometimes carry it all the way through, or do it straight on the charcoal.
Yeah. I was gonna ask Bernie, you cooking on a sniper or vault, or what do you got?
So I've got a vault, which was, and I was listening to Brian talking. I'm just thinking to myself, we did I'll get to the answer to that one, but we did the Spring Fest in Beeville, the CBA event, right?
Mhm.
And everybody's got their pits out there, right? And me and my friends were all BSing, right? And he says, well, we're going to invest in this mutual fund. I said, man, I invest in barbecue pits, man. I had 20 grand worth of barbecue pits in there. But have I ever GC'd one? No, I've gotten close. But that's, you can have the best equipment, but you got to know how to cook on it, right? So, so I got a vault with a little charcoal pit on there. I had it custom made over there in Pit Makes in Houston. And then I came across a smoking deal of a safe with a drum on it. And Kyle got mad at me because he saw it on Marketplace, and I beat him to it, right? So I've got a vault and a safe, so it's basically the same thing. They're reverse flow smokers, right? And they cook so well, right? If you learn those things, you want a good sear, just put it on a top rack. You want smoke, put it a little bit lower. And I've cooked 15 briskets in that vault at one time, and they all came out at the right time. And believe it or not, 10 pounds of charcoal, man. Those things are super efficient, man. 10 pounds, literally 10 pounds charcoal. And you know what? I had to teach my boy Colin some a lesson on some free heat, how to preheat his barbecue pit. You know what I mean? So that GC that he won that day, I was there with him, you know what I mean? In spirit, I'm going to let it keep it at his house for a little bit, but yeah. But no, primarily do that. I was talking with somebody, I forget who it was at the World Championship at CBA, and we're bagging on the pellet grills, and and he explained it to me. He's like, man, it's like a cell phone. Look at what it is. It's the evolution of barbecue, right? You can't just say, hey, I'm only going to do a wood smoker, right, or stick burner, right? You got to figure it out. And some of the top guys that are out there in CBA right now, that's all they're cooking on is pellet grills, and they've got it figured out. And good for them, right? That's a hard pill for me to swallow. I'm not talking shit to anybody on there, right? Because hey, I'll be a little bit jealous, right? But but I'll call a spade, man. I really like the pit makers, and they work well for me. I figured them out. That's what I cook on, right? So those two right there, I've got me a little toy hauler. I slammed that cart into it with the drum and that safe, and away we go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hell yeah.
Hey, so Colin, let's talk about something real quick. I think I heckled you for about a year, right? Like, hey, bro, get off your fucking ass. You're gonna come cook, and you kept saying, "Oh, my pit's getting built. They're working on my pit." You're bullshitting for a year, and now, now that you're cooking and you're running the bash, and you got homies that are cooking the bash and they're cooking against you in competition. How does it feel to go out there and see them do well at the bash, like the West Texas? Now we get to see them at the South Texas, man. How what kind of difference is that?
Oh man, shoot, I'm rooting for him, man. I couldn't be happier, with anyone else's success, and just my homies, my friends, shoot, man, I'm the first guy to stand up out of his chair and start celebrating. Makes me happy.
So, Kyle, you were there the first event that he did out here, right? We're in Midland, right? For Cowboy.
Mm-hmm.
So, you remember that nervous wreck of a man that was running around? The dude didn't sit down. He got up at 4 in the morning and had he had his brisket on, and I roll in there about 5 o'clock because again I know my pit, right? And he sees me asleep. Hey man, what's wrong? You asleep? I said, well, I'm tired, man. I got this thing figured out already. And you see him now. The last cook that we did, I drove up to him, and the man was actually sitting down in his rocking chair, listening to some music. And I said, there's a guy who finally got it figured out, right? So look at my little boy's all grown up now.
Oh, man.
Super proud of him, man.
That's where I popped my cherry there, man. That was a train wreck of a cook.
Man,
it was a 3 meat, and I was like, people cook 4 meats at these things.
Oh man,
I got a little bit of ADHD, ADD. Like I don't sit still. And you can ask Sam this weekend, right? He was parked right up next to me. Anthony was right in between us and shit, dude. I'm just constantly fucking moving no matter what, dude. I'm everywhere, I'm always looking at something, going somewhere. I don't even know where the fuck I'm going half the time, right? But I'm going somewhere, So I hear you, man. That's how I run nonstop anyways.
For sure. But people know me, I don't get in nothing to do it half-assed. Like if I'm going to go after it, we're going to go all the way 100%, 110%. I study the game, watch some videos, got a subscription to the Barbecue League, watching Bill Purvis YouTube videos, talking to guys. Like I'm just trying to figure this shit out. I don't want to suck at it. I want to get my song played. You know, I'm
Right.
working hard at it. I'm dreaming about it at night. Like I'm getting up every day practicing. Like I'm trying to figure this shit. I'm like a sponge. You know, just soaking it up. You know, like trying to get up there with you guys.
Yeah. Be careful with dreaming about it, man. Sometimes it becomes a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Hey,
had
you
plenty of
talk
them.
about walking around. I'm a little different. I got to walk around because if not, I'm going to sit there every 15 minutes. I'm going to open that pit.
Yeah.
I got to go walk around, or else I'm going to sit. I know. That's something I had to learn the hard way. So now I put that brisket on and I don't even look at it until
Mhm.
I don't know, probably 3 hours or so. I don't even pick it up. Chicken, I stick a probe in it as soon as I throw it on, and I just leave it. I gotta walk away.
Sam, you cook a whole brisket, or
No, I'm
you
cooking
cook
a
a whole
little
brisket, or you
half
cook
pan
just the
brisket,
flat?
just the flat. Yeah,
Just
just
the
the flat.
Yeah, it's
Are
cool
you-
to see the evolution of barbecue, right? Because in 2010, right, I was talking to my buddy of mine. His name's Charlie Salinas. He cooks Cobra Kai with me, right? And the evolution of us get the biggest brisket you can, right? A 16 pound, 18. I'm cooking 22-pound brisket. Never did we ever, pay attention to. Hey, you're only turning in 6 slices, 7 slices, right? And then you're cooking 4 or 5 briskets in there, in competition. I'm like, come on, man, what is wrong with this? And then, we again start studying a little bit more, cut the cross cut off of it and get it figured out. And man, it's the last 2-3 years for us, man. We're finally putting it together, other than just going out there to have a good time and get drunk and burn up all the firewood, right? So it's an evolution. CBA came around, and man, the point system of that. And I keep saying CBAs, but man, those where it's at right now for us. It's out
Yeah,
Texas.
for sure.
There's one within an hour drive from wherever you're at,
Yep.
So if you really want to get into it, yeah, it's South Texas is a place to be right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's because you're from down there, dude.
Man, I look up here. Man, I
Shit.
cooked one event up here, and y'all lucky I burned my ribs, because if not, y'all would have had it. Or I go fall asleep in the truck again.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, so exciting, dude! Exciting times. Man, it's gonna be all gonna be busy week. So good luck with everything, and hopefully the weather. What does the weather look like for this weekend? How's it looking down there?
Perfect.
It's looking good.
Perfect.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Colin's
That's
doing
awesome.
Colin's doing his homework again for
Yeah.
weather.
Check the almanac.
Yeah.
What are you doing Saturday?
Who, me?
Come to the bash. Let's go.
Yeah.
Bring it.
I don't even know what's going on. Dude, my truck is yeah, it's a big mess. I got a lot of shit going on over here.
Where you at? You're over here in West Texas. I hook onto it for you. I'll bring it down there and bring it back.
I'm in
for you.
Odessa. I'm in
I'm
Odessa.
in
We gotta
Odessa
go
right now.
We gotta go steal it from the collision place. go
Get
go.
Go rent a car.
Hey,
Yeah.
I tell you what, you want to show up? I'll put you on that safe with the drum. I'll even sponsor you, baby. You want to come down?
There you go, Serge.
Yeah. I wish. Shit. No, I don't even know what's going on this weekend, honestly.
We do.
I know
We
it's
what's
supposed to
going
be
on
shit
this
weather
weekend.
here this weekend. I think starting tomorrow we got 70% chance of rain until Sunday.
Better enjoy it. What else you
Yeah.
got for us, Prez?
Me?
Yeah.
You're the prez.
Shit.
If that's the case.
Yeah, if that's the case, we're all screwed.
Hey, Kyle's executive director. I'm just the chairman of the board. He's executive director. That's an operational role. Executive director for directing traffic. Kyle's
Yeah.
a man.
Yeah. How's the merch coming along, Colin? South
Yeah,
Texas.
it's good. Yeah, we got some good looking merch coming out this year, for sure.
Nice.
I'll
That
get you a cap.
new hat you got
Yeah.
on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got
Yeah.
I think we got 47 of these. What got 48 here. Donate.
What's that?
I mean,
Don't $35.
Man, it killed last year, or at least here in West Texas, right? The merch
It did. Sold out.
killed. I don't know how much we moved through the merch, man, but it was. I can tell you it was extremely helpful with the amount of money that we were able to give back to the city of Monahans, right? The Kids Zone, and hopefully the South Texas goes the same way this year. So if you guys are down there, come by, grab a hat. I mean, it's all that money's just going right back into the community.
Exactly. On a serious note, all the proceeds we raised from the raffle tickets, the silent auction, the raffles, or I said raffle, the merch sales, all that gets donated back to local charity. 100% of the proceeds get donated back to charity. 100%
Nice.
nonprofit event.
Nice.
I mean,
what charities are all giving back to this year for South Texas stuff?
It's the Karnes County Youth Show, which is a local FFA 4-H club, and
Okay.
Karnes County or Karnes City and Kennedy Volunteer Fire Departments.
Nice.
Awesome.
Oh yeah. Yeah. How much did y'all give to the Monahans? What was it the last year?
$50,000.
Wow. Man, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Hell yeah.
After we already fed, 7,000 people and entertained them for free at no cost, and then we're still able to donate that much money back to charity. So
Wow.
pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's going to become a tug of war between South Texas and West Texas here pretty soon, Colin. You have a fight on your hands.
It's supposed to be. I was thinking. I've been seeing these competitions, those Triple Crown comps, right? Why don't we do that with the Bash guys? Have like a dual crown, like a team that's like, do a points for South Texas and West Texas combined, right?
Yeah, okay, but Aaron Cruz can't compete in both of them.
That's what I was gonna say.
That guy's got more hardware than anybody combined,
Combined.
How many? He has over half the buckles, doesn't he?
He does.
He GC'd West Texas 3 years in a row.
Yeah. And South Texas first year, he said he's going for his 5th GC
Wow.
this year, coming after it. Yeah.
But I
Damn.
can't think of a man that deserves it more. He is a gentleman and a family man. That man is someone to look up to. Aaron Cruz is first class.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
Hell yeah. Talk about some of your sponsors, Colin. You gonna shout them out?
Yeah, it's so many. Devon Energy, obviously, with Kyle and his company, that they sponsor us so well. I almost got to look it up. There's so many. Step 2 Compliance, Brian, Ambi Concrete, Bernie. Tell us a little bit about those guys.
Yeah,
Double platinum sponsor.
Mr. Idan Kano, man, that guy. We again, there's a story with everything with me, right? Because it's all local people that we all know down there, right? So Idan and I used to work at Valero and Three Rivers together. I was welding, he was concreting, right? And for H&S Construction, he went out on the zone. And anytime that I need something, now that I'm in the oil field and I have the ability to do it, and his bid's right, I'm going to give him as much work as he can, right? I want to funnel money back into my community wherever I can, right? So the opportunity presented itself the last meeting that we had on the recap of the West Texas Bash, and we kicked around throwing a Tejano band in there, and Colin put out and says, "Hey man, do we know anybody that might just sponsor a band straight up?" And 3 minutes later, I got off the phone, and while we're still in the meeting, and we had the Palominos already covered by Ambi Concrete and Construction. Those guys stepped up to the plate big time, right? And so that's my big. I don't know. Maybe that's how I got on the board. I don't know, but still, you know what I mean? No, those guys stepped up, right? And there's a lot of local people that are in there. I mean, Colin, you want to finish that? I just wanted to step in and shout out to those guys. But
another big sponsor we have, LF Distributors here out of the Rio Grande Valley. They're the Anheuser-Busch distributor all the way from Brownsville all the way up to Hobbs. They run the whole Rio Grande Valley. They're a big sponsor of ours. One of the founders of that company lives here in Kennedy, and they're going to come up. And as we've said before, this event is 100% for free. And they'll bring up 12 to 15 kegs of beer, and we'll set up a beer tent, and we'll tap those kegs, and we'll give cups of beer away for free, up to 12 to 15 kegs. And LF complete. It's $5,000 or $6,000 sponsorship there that they're putting out. Donating that for free at no charge. Pretty awesome. Wildcat Oil Tools, A&B Valve, A&B and Melissa Baker. They just donated us a trailer to turn into our merch trailer, getting it wrapped there in Midland.
Nice.
Bell Supply, 3-time gold sponsor.
JWS.
JWS. I mean, Jeff Williams, he's our chairman of the committee there. JWS has been with us since out the gate. Stud. They do a bunch of work in Eagleford, down in Houston, construction, refineries. Great guys. I mean, just the list goes on and on and on and on and on. We're all in this organization, these events. We're pulling in 70, 80 different companies between the cook teams and the sponsors that are coming and supporting this effort.
Yeah.
It's
That's awesome.
pretty amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is for sure. I know we put the list up last year, or for the West Texas. I can only imagine, these companies keep coming back for a good reason,
Yeah.
So,
it's all volunteer work, right? Even the teams that come up and cook the event, it's volunteer work for those guys too. It's these companies coming up and volunteering their time to give back to the communities. A lot of these companies are paying their employees to be there. As far as us, the organization, we're all a nonprofit, no paid employees. We calculated up with all the money being brought in through sponsorships and what we're paying out and all the man hours involved for the cook teams and staff. It's a $1 million event, all in. When you start counting how many man hours are involved in organizing it and promoting it and putting it on and executing it, and it's all at no charge to the public. Come have fun.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, the cook teams and the people, the sponsors that he's talking about are huge, man. But like, Vincent, right? We got a lot of sponsors that are jumping in and helping out, giving us items for the raffle, right? And that those raffles are a big deal for us, right? It's bringing in a lot of money, and it's helping give back. I mean, like I said, all that goes right back. But we've got some really cool items this year. I mean, just to
guns are always popular.
Yeah, I don't know if I should name any, but I mean, we got quite a few items that we're raffling off. I think Bernie might even throw in a personal one of his own. We talked about it at least. I don't know. But
I don't know. You didn't think I was serious about it. I'll do it tomorrow.
Well, I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of people that stepped up to help us out, and every little bit that we get is super helpful. And like, Colin just talked about what it costs to put this on and what it takes, and every little thing is helpful.
Everything.
Nice. And in 6 months, you get to do it again, Colin.
Amen. Looking forward to it. Already thinking about it.
I've said that Kyle has come in at an easy time during the bash because everything was already worked out for him. So Mr. President, he came in at the easiest time ever at honestly probably the best bash that we've ever put on, right? So that I've been associated with, because that bash in West Texas was top notch, right? So
it's all because Kyle.
But Kyle came in, he got to be the hero, and while everybody else had been busting their butt for the past 4 years,
That's why he needs a segue. I just
gotta say it.
But it was something special. The energy in October. I mean, everybody worked hard, but it was just something else to witness. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was probably the best event that I had ever been to, man. I was super stoked to be part of it, man, and I was just trying to help any and everywhere I could. But if it, I couldn't imagine it ever being ran any better than that ever. I mean, that thing was pretty damn smooth. We had great people involved, great people putting on events, and VIP tent was running smooth. The head judge's room was running smooth. I mean, everything.
Shout out to Brenda.
No, Brenda Waters.
Yep.
She's a goat.
Well, if that was the smoothest one, man, I hope they're all like that from here on out, because I was exhausted by the end of the day either way.
Well, and I think part of it is probably like 60% of it is that Cromer didn't have a damn radio with him. You know what I mean? That radio does not stop. But I don't know what to do. He said, "Bernie, I need you over here," and then I'd be like, "Hey, I'm standing right beside you, right?"
Oh man!
Well, you had a great idea last year. I think it was your idea. The rings and maybe it was Collins. I don't want to, misquote who did it, but the the belts like a wrestler would get, and the rings. Oh my God! Did that? The teams loved
Bernie.
Bernie.
That was all
Okay,
Bernie.
that man in the video, man. They're going around
Yeah.
with those belts. That was something else.
Those
do
are
they
pretty
get to
special.
keep them, or they gotta? Do they get to keep them, or they got to give them back at the end of the year?
They got to give it back unless they get
Okay.
to win. Unless they win and get it, and they get to keep it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the 1-1 South Texas, they've got to turn it in. When they come to check in, I'm going to take that belt from them, right? And no, and that's because what at the end of so we haven't got the nameplates, but that belt will have a nameplate for whoever wanted that particular year with their name on it, right? So that thing's
Keep
going to
adding
live on forever, right? Once we fill up all those spots, we'll get a new belt. We'll design another one, right? But every year we got those rings that Collins got out there on our website, right? So they get to keep those rings. Those are, for those 4 on that team, they get to keep them. But the belt, they get bragging rights. So I really wanted to do one in West Texas because there was a West Texas champion and there was a South Texas champion, and both of them were going to be here. I wanted to put them on stage like prize fighters, you know what I mean? Going against one another. But we didn't have enough time, man. I thought that would have been real cool to put them up there once, give them another. But again, man, this is going to be an epic one. Those guys put on a show last year, driving around in a truck with a megaphone, and
They did.
that's what it's
Yes.
supposed to be about, just having a great time,
Yeah, for sure.
So we have an opportunity now to, if CS Welding comes to South Texas and they grab up that belt, they're going to hold both belts,
Yep.
right? There'll be a belt in both weight classes. Be champ, undisputed.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
That's
it's fun.
awesome.
We have make a lot of just try to make fun out of it, right? Like always, just how can we be creative thinkers and make this just the most fun event. Just try to make it the best event ever. Just really just always just trying to step it up another notch on the ladder and just make it just the most badass event.
Right. How can people get involved, Colin?
Yeah, they can get involved in multiple ways. Get involved through sponsoring the event. Can get involved just through volunteering. We need volunteers. Can volunteer through judging the barbecue, right? No, volunteer to judge. Obviously, can volunteer to enter the cook-off and cook. But yeah, definitely. It's what do you got, Bernie? 50, 60 volunteers are needed to run this event, not including
If not a little bit more, right? 'Cause, so if we can spread this around equally, right, then everybody go out there and volunteer and work for about an hour or two, and then they get to enjoy the day, right? Where we get hung up is we don't have enough sometimes, right? So more is always better, right? So we can
Right.
say to people, hey man, you judge this, and hey, go on or help this, and there's just a lot of stuff to do to keep this thing a functioning event, right? There's a lot of moving parts and a lot of moving pieces, and they all got to hit at the same time at the right time,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like turning in barbecue, right? Got to have it on time.
And the right meat.
And the right.
And if you're just
let's
getting,
not
and if
go
you're,
there.
but if you're, but if you're just getting started, the beautiful thing is you can just do people's choice.
Amen.
You come out and just serve the public.
Right. That's the only one that you're required to
walk
do,
around
right?
and
the other.
Mhm.
Yeah, walk around and do what Colin did for a couple of years. Watch all the other teams.
Just shigging.
Pop in that trailer.
Yeah. I learned a couple years into it that about half the teams came there to win the overall, and the other half came to win People's Choice. It was more the backyard crowd. And it was sure enough your service company that never had competed. They didn't know how to box up brisket slices or box up a rib box, but they could drink some beer and have company outing, cook appetizers, engage with the public and just have the most fun, and really try to take home that belt and win People's Choice. And so that's great. It's a great cook-off if maybe somebody's never competed before, and really want to get their feet wet and really go try to, go do a cook and sure enough do some turn-ins. It's definitely a great starter for a first cook for someone for sure.
Right on.
You know what I've noticed at our event, and we all have our people that we all know that we go to the barbecue circuit with, and you guys know each other. We all talk, right? What I like about this is I see people helping each other. Like again, you talked about the backyard cook versus the seasoned cook, and they were out there helping each other. I was with some people that were like, hey, I don't know how to do this. Well, this is what we have to do. And no, by no means do we give them any recipes, but we can tell them how to box it, right? We can tell them how to hey, don't put many puddles of stuff in your tray. You know what I mean? Just little small things, you know. And if anybody needs any help that's going on out to the bash and needs help, man, reach out to one of us. We'll help you out. You know, that's what it's about. Community camaraderie, right? That's what this was started for, right? I mean, if you read the story of how the bash was started, it was through camaraderie, right? And this thing got started. So why wouldn't we just extend that hand to those people who don't know, you know?
Yeah. Yep. My last thing that I got for you, Colin, is talk to me about, like, say, the comp cook. How can they get involved if they want to cook? Like, what do they need to do in order to get on a team or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. So it's not as complicated as it seems. You can come cook it. You just can't cook under that Old Money Barbecue. You got to cook under Devon Energy. You got to cook for the company you're employed through. You can't come cook under your cook name that you cook on Saturday. You need to try to find a company who's somehow involved in the oil and gas industry and come cook under that company's name. That's really about all it is.
Kyle, you got anything?
Say that again.
You got anything to add to that?
No, man. I mean, there's a bunch of companies out there that are always looking for, you know, representation, and to me, it's a great event, man. You know, it's a good way to spend some money in the community. You know, a good way to get a tax write-off, right? There's a lot that you can do. A lot of companies that are willing to do it, and we try our best to help match people up whenever somebody's looking for a cook. You know, if we can.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't always come through, you know, and sometimes it gets a little bit busy and it's a little bit tough. But, man, if you guys get a chance, come out and just have a good time. You don't have to cook it. Man, if you want to come out, just come out and judge some really good South Texas food, right, and kind of understand what the other cooks are cooking that are competition cooks, right? I think there's a lot of ways to get involved with, you know, whether you're cooking or just coming to help out.
Right on.
Yeah, for sure. Just come have a good time. Listen to Palominos.
Yeah, competition's getting step over there, man. For sure.
It is.
South Texas is deep with good cooks, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Bobby Delgado's our reigning GC for South Texas. Premium Oilfield Solutions.
He's a hell of a cook, hell of a drum maker too.
Yep.
Hell of a guy.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Cool. What else, Bernie? Brian, y'all good? Anything else y'all want to add to this?
Just come on out. I mean, Saturday the 26th, and still might be room to sign up a team, but not much room. But come on out if you can.
Colin? Y'all capped?
Yeah, we got a couple of days left, and we're going to close it out and shut down signups. We got to get prepared.
Yes, sir. Bernie, anything else?
Cobra Kai, baby, no mercy.
Thought you were going to say wax on.
Nah, that's the other guys.
I see Los Gordos in the chat. They're coming to cook this weekend. Heartbreak Truck.
The famous Los Gordos, man. I met those guys. Super, super nice guys, man.
Super cool guys.
Yes, sir.
Don't sleep on their chicken seasoning is all I can say.
Yep.
Well, cool, guys. Well, I appreciate y'all coming on. I mean, if y'all got anything else y'all want to add, or good luck this weekend. With the event. At this point, Colin, I think 5 years into it, it's a machine now. That thing's rolling. So
for sure, bro.
So
I appreciate that.
Congratulations, man, and I was glad to be able to get y'all on and talk a little bit about the bash and it's becoming a battle between South Texas and West Texas. I think.
I'm a first three-time guest on the.
Yeah.
That's it.
Come on, winning first place coming through.
Yeah. Kyle, anything else? Sam?
I don't have anything.
No, man.
Keep that train rolling, boys. Y'all are doing a
yeah.
hell of a job.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, y'all are
You guys
killing
much
it,
over.
man. The whole committee, the whole group, everybody's killing it, man. I'm excited for this weekend. Get out there and battle right next to you guys, right, with everything we have going on and busting our ass and providing for the community. It's gonna be a good time, man.
Amen.
And Bernie, you know what? I give you a little bit of shit, but you're a pretty good guy, and I'm pretty sure that South Texas is gonna probably hold it down and give West Texas a run for its money. But I'm excited to see what happens this weekend.
Yeah, me too, man. Oh man, I'm so excited about it.
It's all for the bash, though. All for the bash,
All
right?
for the bash.
Hey guys, y'all
Go.
put on a hell of a podcast, man. Thank you for having us on.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
I
Thanks
appreciate
for
it.
joining us.
Yeah, for sure. Well, good luck this weekend, guys.
Thanks.
I'm sure it's gonna go. It's gonna go. As planned, and congratulations, like I said.
Appreciate it.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right, man.
Thanks, boys.
Bring y'all down.
We'll catch y'all, boys. Man, that's awesome. That's y'all got a good thing going, Kyle. I say that is a freight train that's gonna just keep getting bigger and bigger.
Oh man, and
Yeah,
I stepped in there
Before you
about
know it,
the
y'all
right
gonna be throwing a parade on Thursdays.
Yeah. I stepped in at about the right time, man. They had that thing Cadillac and smooth right along, and brought me on. So shit. Yeah, it's a good time, man. I wish you guys could make it down to South Texas, but you boys got to at least come to West Texas. I know Serge, you made it last year, but
Yeah,
I say,
Sam,
I'm
you gotta
not-
make it.
I'm not missing it this year.
for
That's what I'm
sure.
talking about.
Whether I'm cooking it or volunteering or just walking around, I'll be there for something.
You got to show up for nothing less. If nothing else, you need to show up for Cromer's food. I'm telling you, that boy can cook.
I'll say it's on the calendar. So
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Well, we'll get through this week, Kyle,
Yep.
and wait for the next 6 more months, man. Be ready to go again. So
yep. And next week
Now
we'll
it's
have
your-
a
now
new,
it's your turn.
South
Now it's
Texas
your turn.
Bash champion.
So cool. What else we got, boys?
Who we got
What we
next
got next week?
I
Oh.
believe next week we got Caesar and Rini.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I think
Yeah.
get them on. They're hosting the class coming up here pretty quick. So, and they've both been hot on the circuit the past couple months and years. So
Yeah,
we're gonna get them two boys on and shoot the shit with them.
Yeah, smoking and toasting and Gonzalez Family Barbecue. So they got a class
Yep.
coming up, like Sam said, and we'll chop it up with them for a little bit, see what's going on. I mean, Caesar's first time coming on the show,
Yep.
so it'll be a good one,
He'll
man.
be a 2-time guest now.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
It'll be a good week.
Well, cool.
So, big question, Sam. Where are you going this weekend?
I was gonna go to Turkey, but after looking at the forecast, I might just keep my ass home and make sure my house doesn't flood again. Make sure they got that roof fixed.
Oh shit.
Because, like I
Keep
said,
it-
I think tomorrow it's supposed to start raining tomorrow, and we got chances all the way through Sunday.
Yeah, keep that momentum going though, bro. I mean,
I know I don't want to stop, but we'll see,
you can always
what
go.
happens.
You can always go find another Section 8 somewhere else, dude. You're all right. That's fucked up.
Hey man, don't hit on my
Cool.
efficiency. It's cheap, and I'm only here 6 months of the year.
hey,
It works for what I
Yeah.
need.
I will say this weekend we didn't kill it on our cook, but we knew we weren't going to, right? We were trying some new shit, but man, to see Sam get all those fucking calls, dude, and that big ass walk, dude.
That's awesome.
Man, I don't remember the last time I was more proud. Probably the last time I was more proud was with my daughter walking, in some big calls, man. But fucking dude, super proud of how fucking you killed it out there, bro. There were some good cooks out there too, man. And I mean, you fucking top 5 and everything, bro. He just walked like a fucking he belonged up there. I'm proud of you, dude.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah, for sure,
appreciate
Sam.
that. Appreciate
Sure,
it, boys.
Sam.
Thank y'all.
Keep it going, man. Keep it going for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Cool. Well, if nobody has anything else, we can call this an episode. What episode is this? 30,
37.
37
37.
episode. So we'll call this one. And South Texas Bash, good luck this weekend, Kyle, and be safe on the road, man.
Yep.
Sure.
Good luck to y'all. Y'all finish this week strong.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Cool. Well, thanks for everybody coming on, and we'll catch y'all next week.
All right. Later.
This is Parrish Randall, and this concludes this episode of Beyond the Smoke. Thanks for stopping by, friend. We hope to see you again real soon. Until next time, happy trails. Until we talk meat again.